Welcome to my channel Commerce Education. Today we shall discuss section 92A of Income Tax Act. This section deals with meaning of associated enterprise. It has two subsections, subsection 1 and subsection 2. Subsection 1 deals with associated enterprise and subsection 2 deals with deemed associated enterprise. Subsection 1 states that for the purpose of this section, that means for the purpose of section 92 itself and for section 92, 92B, 92C, 92D, 92E, 92F. For the purpose of this section, that means 92A, and also for the purpose of these sections. Associated enterprise means in relation to another enterprise. In relation to another enterprise, associated enterprise means it is an enterprise which participates. It is an enterprise which participates directly, indirectly, or through one or more subsidiaries. It is an enterprise which participates directly or indirectly or through one or more subsidiaries in the management, control, or capital of other enterprise. So it is an enterprise in relation to other enterprise which participates directly, indirectly, through or one more intermediaries in the management, control, and capital of other enterprise. Associated enterprise is an enterprise in respect of which one or more person who participate directly, indirectly, or through one or more subsidiaries in the management, control, are the same person who participate directly, indirectly, through one or more subsidiaries in the management of control of other enterprise. Subclause B of subsection 1 states that associated enterprise is an enterprise in respect of which two or more persons who participate in the management, control, capital are the same person who participate in the management, control, capital of other enterprise. Subsection 2 deals with deemed associated enterprise. There are 13 cases where two enterprise shall be deemed to be associated enterprise. Let's check one by one. Two enterprise shall be associated enterprise if one enterprise holds shares carrying on not less than 26% of voting power in the other enterprise. So subclause 2 of subclause A of subsection 2 states that two enterprise shall be deemed to be associated enterprise if one enterprise holds shares carrying on not less than 26% of the voting power in the other enterprise. Subclause B of subsection 2 states that two enterprises shall be deemed to be associated enterprise if any person, or enterprise holds directly, indirectly, holds shares carrying not less than 26% of the voting power in each of such enterprises. In each of such enterprises. So subclause B states any person or enterprise who holds shares carrying on 26% of the voting power of each of such enterprises, then two enterprises shall be deemed to be associated enterprise. Subclause C of subsection 2 states that two enterprises shall be deemed to be associated enterprise if a loan advanced by one enterprise to other enterprise, if loan advanced by one enterprise to other enterprise constitute not less than 51% of the book value of the total asset of the other enterprise. Not less than 51% of the book value. That means loan advanced by one enterprise is more than the 51%. More than the 51% or 51%. Now the subclause D of subsection 2 states that two enterprises shall be deemed to be associated enterprise if one enterprise guarantees, if one enterprise guarantees not less than 10% of the total borrowing of the other enterprise. That means one enterprise is giving guarantee. More than 10% or up to 10%. Sorry, 10 or more than 10% of the borrowing of other enterprise. Subsection subclause E states that two enterprise shall be deemed to be associated enterprise if more than half of the board of directors, more than half, or members of the governing body, board, or one or more executives, members or directors of governing board of one enterprise are appointed by other enterprise. That means in case of board of directors, more than half, and members of the governing board. or it may be executive directors, executive members. In that case, one or more. In case of executive directors, executive members, one or more. In case of members or directors of the board, more than half of one enterprise are appointed by another enterprise. Subclause F states that if more than half of the board of directors or members of the governing board, or in case of executive directors, executive members, one or more, one or more of each of two enterprises are appointed by the same person, then enterprises, these two enterprises are called associated enterprises. Subclause G. Subclause G. Subclause G states that manufacturing, processing of goods or articles or business carried out by one enterprise, business carried out by one enterprise, manufacture or processing of goods or articles, or business carried out by one enterprise is wholly dependent on the use of know-how, patents, copyrights, trademarks, licenses, franchises, and or any other business commercial rights of similar nature, or any data, document, drawing, specification relating to any patent, invention, invention, model, design, secret formula, process of which other enterprise is the owner, of which other enterprise is the owner, or in respect of which other enterprise has exclusive right. So in manufacturing articles, processing uh, goods or articles, or business carried out by one enterprise is wholly depend on the use of know-how, patent, copyright, which are owned by other enterprise. Then these two enterprise are associated enterprise. Subclause H of subsection 2 states that two enterprises are deemed to be associated enterprises if 90% or more, 90% or more of raw material consumables required for manufacture, processing of goods, articles carried out by one enterprise are supplied by other enterprise or by persons specified by other enterprise, and the price and other conditions relating to supply are influenced by such other enterprise. So two enterprise are associated enterprise if 90% or more of raw material consumables required for manufacture of goods carried out by one enterprise or supplied by other enterprise or by person specified by other enterprise, and the price and other conditions of the supply are influenced by such other enterprise. Subclause I states that two enterprise shall be deemed to be associated enterprise if goods or articles manufactured or processed by one enterprise, goods or articles processed or manufactured by one enterprise are sold to the other enterprise or to the person specified by other enterprise, to the person specified by other enterprise, and the price and other conditions relating to that are influenced by such other enterprise. So it states that when goods and article manufactured or processed by one enterprise are sold to another enterprise or person specified by another enterprise, and the price and other conditions relating to that are also influenced by such other enterprise, then these two enterprises called associate are deemed to be associated enterprise. Subclause J states that where one enterprise is controlled by an individual, when one enterprise is controlled by individual and other enterprise also controlled by such individual, other enterprise is also controlled by such individual or is relative or jointly by such individual and relative of such individual, then these two enterprises are deemed to be the associated enterprise. Subclause K states that when one enterprise is controlled by Hindu undivided family and other enterprise is controlled by a member of such Hindu undivided family or by a relative of a member of such Hindu undivided family or jointly by such member and his relative, then these two enterprises are called associated enterprise. When one enterprise is a firm, uh, subclause L states that where one enterprise is a firm, association of person, body of individuals, other enterprise holds not less than 10% of interest in such firm, association of person, body of individual, then these two enterprises called are deemed associated enterprise. When one enterprise is a firm, association of person or body of individual and other enterprise holds not less than 10% of interest in such firm, association of person uh, or body of individual, then these two enterprises are deemed as associated enterprise. Last point, that means subclause aim of subsection 2 of this section states that two enterprise are associated enterprise are deemed as associated enterprise when there exists between two enterprise any relationship of mutual interest, any relationship of mutual interest, any relationship of mutual interest Okay, thank you.